Hello, friends. You are welcome to Anchor Network, where you get updates of things happening around you. I appreciate every one of you that have subscribed to this channel. And if you have not subscribed, I say thank you very much, because I know that at the end of this news, you are going to subscribe. And I want you to press the red button and also the bell icon so that you'll be notified anytime we publish any news. Thank you very much once again.
Osinbajo claims kidnapping not entirely new in Nigeria. With respect to general kidnapping, which we have seen in parts of the country, again, this is not entirely new. In fact, some of the kidnapping stories you read or listen to are simply not true anywhere. Some are fueled by politics. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has told Nigerians in the diaspora that the spate of kidnapping in Nigeria is exaggerated and not entirely new. Speaking at a town hall meeting in New York on Sunday evening, Osinbajo said the social media tends to be hysterical about practically everything. The vice president spoke in response to several questions and comments on the security situation back home. Many members of the audience are taking turns to express concern about the reported spate of killings and kidnapping back home, and wanted to know what the government is doing to address the situation. He said, with respect to general kidnapping, which we have seen in parts of the country, again, this is not entirely new. In fact, some of the kidnapping stories you read or listen to are simply not true anywhere. Some are fueled by politics. There are cases of kidnapping, no question at all about that. But some of the more dramatic stories that you hear are simply not true. Every report of kidnapping we receive, we try to verify, and at the end of the day, you find out that people just tell all sorts of stories, he said. The vice president said the federal government was working with the states to check kidnapping where it was actually taking place, using technology to track the perpetrators. He said the efforts were already yielding results, with several arrests made by security agencies in affected areas. Osinbajo said the government was capable of addressing the security challenges, assuring Nigerians that the news will be a lot better very soon. Turning the banditry and farmers herders clashes in the northwest and central, the vice president described them as resource conflicts. According to him, banditry, especially in Zamfara and Katsina, was more of a fight over the control of mining sites by armed groups. He said the government was taking several measures, including shutting down the mines to address the problem. In the North Central, we have the Livestock Transformation Plan to address the farmers-herders conflict. Untimely. Ultimately, it is ranching that will solve the problem, because you cannot have people wandering across the country with their cattle. It is not helpful to them. This they know, because ranching is more convenient and profitable. So we are building herd dams in the northern states so that people don't necessarily come down south in search of water and green pastures for their herds. We are also trying to ensure we provide grazing areas before we come to cattle routes, he added. Osinbajo said in fairness to herders, the livestock sector had not enjoyed the kind of government fund and support accorded farmers over the years. He stated that there was also the need for government intervention in livestock and solicited private sector support and investment in that area, the News Agency of Nigeria reports. Honestly, what the vice president said, is kind of going to create a kind of mixed reactions, because I think in some area he was being economical with the truth. Like he said, that most of the kidnapping issues or security challenges that we've been experiencing in Nigeria, that they are just being bloated. It's out of exaggeration. People just exaggerate it, and politics also make policies still affect all of those things. People, because of politics, they try to make up all sorts of things. But like I said, it's just really being economical with the truth. Like the issue of we learned that there was a time the Buhari's in-law was kidnapped in his home state, and a lot of challenges like that, kidnapping and all of that. And meanwhile,
Just of recent, the former Minister of Health, his son was kidnapped. It's in the public domain. So can we now say it is out of politics, or it's just being bloated or exaggerated in that case? And I think that the people in diaspora, the Nigerians in the diaspora, they are not non-entities. Let's assume that we don't have any kind of a social media to make people or to let people know what is happening, or a lot of things are not being uploaded on social media. So does it mean that the people in the diaspora, they don't have relations, they don't have people they talk with every now and then? So if really that what has been said, the security challenges happening in Nigeria is over bloated and exaggerated, so the people they contact, as in talking with their families, will not be able to tell them the situation of things in on ground. And that is why you see most of the time they try to cover up a lot of things. And it's like government is just always try to be diplomatic in most of their dealings. I think maybe that's one of the ways in which they can really carry people along. They cannot come out boldly to tell you, oh, really we are experiencing some things, we are experiencing some challenges, and we are not able to solve them. So they just have to be diplomatic until they get everything resolved. Like he said, that things are just being exaggerated, that things that people read online and stories and all of that, which is not really true. Okay, let's assume that those things are really exaggerated. But what of the case of, make that Nigeria has been tagged, Nigeria is now the headquarter of poverty. So what is he going to say about that? Does it really mean that it's really exaggerated, or it's being bloated, or it's just being taken out of proportion? So at least I know that the people that were listening to him, they are not non-entities. Of course, if some people have the opportunity of holding mic, addressing people, causing demands, that the audience, they don't really challenge you. They just like, just be listening. They know the truth and they know what they need to take from you. You can say all manner of things, whatever you want to say, you can say it, but it is now everything now lies on them whether to take what you have said or not. They will be able to filter through everything you have said. They know what is they know the main thing, which is the truth, and they know the areas at which you are not really saying the fact. With all the security challenges all over the place, the vice president is still saying that it's not true, that most of them are not true, that it's not a new thing. We know that it's not a new thing, but the rate at which this insecurity of a thing, has come up since 2015 that they came into office, it's really out of hand. That's what we are saying. So we are supposed to be moving forward, not moving backward, but we are just retrogressing. If really we are, 80% or let's say 50%, of those challenges, we are supposed to be reducing. Those challenges are supposed to be reducing, but now it's above 50 that they met it. A lot of things that they met, they are supposed to improve on them, but they are going back, they are retrogressing, and that is why people are complaining. They will like tell you that you can't do everything in 4 years. They will tell you that it's not magic. They are not magicians that will just transform things. We know if we are still on the same spot, it would have been a different thing. But the situation at which we are is that we are retrogressing. We are not even moving forward. We are taking some steps backward. So that is why a lot of people are complaining. The cost of living, the standard of living of people is deteriorating, and the vice president is telling people that are even more knowledgeable about things, even if they cannot see it. But thank God for the social media. A lot of these things are being spread all over the place, and you are telling them it is not the way they read it. It is not the way they've been saying it or they've been hearing it on social media. So it's really appalling and worrisome for the president or the vice president to be saying such things. Of course, just admit for once that those things are really happening, but you are doing all manner of things to make it okay. So that is just my own opinion. I would like you to leave your opinion behind, and let's run mine together. Bye.